And welcome to the stream. My name is Lee, and my teeth hurt less today, so... Oh, fudge. I just remembered something. So I'm trying to remember that... Ooh. That'll be okay. Because they're starting to get worse. Like, my teeth were better this morning, and now they're starting to get worse, so what I'm trying to do is time the painkillers, because you're only supposed to take them every 4 hours. So if I time it so I dope up right before work, and my teeth won't hurt at work, because that's the worst. Ugh. But beautiful. In any case, I still appreciate seeing all of you. Oh, you can temporarily mute channels. That is cool. Good to know. Don't think I'll ever need it, but you know, always worth noting. I'm testing out the earlier time on Thursdays. Because I realized that, oh yes, and I will do the thing. Beautiful. Yeah, I realized that, let's go back to, because last time we were doing, Rogue Trader. Yeah, we're going to go with Dark Heresy today, because last time we were doing Rogue Trader, so I'm going Dark Heresy, and I will bring up the Dark Heresy shenanigans, and, which, I'm going to go do a few little bits and whatsits if you're patient with me. I do appreciate all of you being patient with me while I do the bitsy whatsits at the beginning of the... Boop. Okay, sorry. I'm doing the thing. I promise I'm actually not getting distracted by Discord. That would be unprofessional of me, wouldn't it? Not that I've never been unprofessional, but I'm trying not to be. Sorry. If anyone wants to, okay. Beautiful. Okay, that one. And I think what we're gonna do is go to, yeah. I'm experimenting and messing around. I miss, what am I doing? I took the painkillers and the pain is now getting worse a little bit, but I think it's just they're taking a while to kick in. I think I might have, I don't know. It's annoying, and I'm trying to figure out how to deal with it, and if I can't coax it away slowly but surely, and because otherwise I'm going to have to go to a dentist, and I don't have dental insurance, so we're going to have to figure out how to pay for that. And that's a whole thing of living in America, but I don't, don't worry too much about that. I'm doing okay. More or less. You know what I mean? And, welcome to the stream. Sorry, did I do the welcome to the stream? My name is Lee. They, them vibes today. He's okay, just as long as you remember I'm not a woman. Did I do that? Well, now I have. So, hi. Welcome. So today I was thinking, because, let me do the thing. I upped the gain on my microphone yesterday, so it might be a little louder than usual. It had a good balance yesterday. I don't know about today. If you can hear background sounds too much, if it's too much, I can turn it down again if you think it's too much, but we'll see. Sorry. My little fishes are being at the bottom of the tank, so I can't see them behind the screen, but that's okay. No worries. We are going to do that, and I'm going to see what we got already. Because, so this is a crew, essentially, that I've constructed for a Dark Heresy game that hasn't been played yet and may never be played, because honestly, finding people to play is hard enough. But, sorry. It's distracting. And then the painkillers will kick in, so that's good. So we got Liliana Sweet, and she was the, born aboard the Pepino, dentured crewman toiling in the grate below, allegedly fathered by Scott Shipmaster at Arms, who was pulled strings to have her clerical training under the ship's confessor, along with other bastard children. So I could have a whole bunch of Scott Ship's bastards who are all clerics of the Emperor. She got skills, she got traits, and she got gear. Okay. It's Tristan Struggai, who's a straight guy, because reasons. 16 years old, tech priest, and born aboard the Cassette, explored a vessel that was badly damaged warp storm, thrown to the other side of the Imperium, and spent decades coming back. Several generations later, just as being properly noted, he's a full servant of the Omnissiah, so that's cool. 8 random spare parts, just in case. Chuck Hambone, an arbiter from a hive world. Never mentioned his sexuality. I feel like that might be important. Let's see. What else we got on him? We got income, we got skills, we got gear. Brutus McBeasy is Hive World scum. I don't remember. I don't think I ever put down which Hive World they're from, so if they're from the same one, we should probably put down what planet these people are from. Not, because I know Tristan and Liliana were born aboard ship, so they don't count, but for Chuck and Hambone and what's his name? Brutus McBeasy. This is Hambone and McBeasy. Skelby Genre is 36. She was born aboard the Expectus Primus. Yeah. And then we got, hang on, skills, gear. Okay, alright, we just, Imperial Infantry and Uplifting Primer, right, we had Bellany Tran of, Pnomthur, which we did, actually a whole Majiggy What's It on that planet, put it on the other sheet with the other planets, on the Expectus Primus notes. So that gives us 6 members of our squad, which I think is enough for, one squad. But Um, let's do some checks on the world building. So, let's do some bios for Chuck and Brutus, because I have not had bios for them, and I think... Did we? No, we did for Brutus McBeezy. Alright, Skelby Jorna, yes. We did for Brutus, but we never put what planet. Yeah, we have no bio for Chuck. Okay, let's do a bio for Chuck. Ready? I roll arbiter. I think we agreed he was a cis guy, but we never actually rolled for his sexuality, and I feel like that's a mistake. So let's do something fun with that. Let's roll for that. Let's roll for sexuality for this guy. Hang on. Sorry, I'm doing a thing with my hair. I know this is distracting. But what was I gonna say? Deck through. Give me a minute. Back through. Alright, we're gonna leave that there for now. Oh, okay. Sorry. The painkillers will kick in eventually. We gotta have bio for this guy, because we actually didn't. And, yes. So he was born to a family. There we go. All right, what hive world though? Because this is. Let me go look at the other planets and see if we actually might have put one up. Okay. Or did we? Hang on. Let me look at the other two worlds we got. That was a Forge world. He's from a hive world. We agreed. Right. Hang on. Well, if we did have other lore, I didn't write it down, and therefore it is now moot. But first we have to save our work, because we always save our work, and then we go to Expectus Primus. Which, okay. So for those of you who don't know the lore, I've been putting this. I started with the Expectus Primus and started putting this together. A list of the whole crew, the ship, and the relevant planets where all the different crew members come from. Now here's the tricky part. Ready? Sorry, it's just sore. The tricky part is. Wow, the tricky part is my brain is fried. But the tricky part is I also started putting the planets for Dark Heresy there. So I found that I had the Dark Heresy book that a friend gave me because we were going to play something. Oh, also, we're going to do a Dark Heresy thing. We missed our session last week. But also, very important. I don't know what you can do with this. So I don't know what Um, oh, right. So basically, I backed another thing on Kickstarter and the free download came in, so that's fun. Um, um, okay. No. What I wanted to do was search. No, publishers. Go back to the beginning. There we go. Here we go. Okay, so we can do, no, okay, okay, so, yes. Okay, so here's the thing. The Fantasy Flight Games lost the right to publish, it's, the frickin', lost the right to publish the game it made because, licensing rights with Dark, Library. And they created a new, version, of Warhammer Fantasy Role-Playing. But if you look at, if you go to DriveThruRPG, and look, and find and go through the company that got the licensing rights to make the new Warhammer 40k RPG, they're actually still putting out Rogue Trader, because I think they got the licensing rights in the deal. And if you look at the Rogue Trader they're offering, it's exactly the same cover art, and if you look through the credits, exactly the same writers. I haven't had a chance to actually look through it. I haven't got it yet, but I think it might be that they're just selling copies. Now, there's a moral conundrum if it's fair to buy it from a company that didn't actually actually sell it or make it originally, like they're just selling someone else's game. So that's a weird question of ethics, and I don't know, but I know you can buy it legally without having to resort to questionable methods, and I think that's probably worth something. So I'm going to put it on my I don't know if any of you guys are in my Discord. Yes. Because if any of you are in the Discord, you would know I have a links to stuff seen on stream page, which has basically links to stuff that I go over anytime I do something on stream, and I remember, and it's since I put the thing up, and I remember, I actually try to put a link to it, so that you guys can see it too, you know? There's something that I don't have links up for yet because I haven't done a stream since I put the link page up, or I'd forgotten, or whatever, but I'm working on it, and so I'm going to put the link to the Rogue Trader book up there, and you could go, and if you were really interested, go and look at all the other ones from the different publisher, and then try to figure out if they're still... I'm almost certain, now I haven't seen the whole thing, that they're selling, so I cannot 100% guarantee, but I looked at the first few pages, because you can see the first few pages, and the first few pages have all of the same names on them. And I'm pretty sure that suggests that it's the same book, it's just they've changed the publishing company. So, you can still get copies of the old school stuff, legally. Well, I don't know if it's legal, but it's certainly more legal than, other methods, so go for it. I mean, how much are they wanting for it? Let's see. It's $30, so it's an investment, but, I would, if you're interested, go for it. It's a whole thing you can do. If I had a little more funds, I'd absolutely go for it. I might go for Only War that way, honestly, because that sounds really cool, and I don't have that one yet. But we'll see. What else was I going to say? So that's cool that we just discovered that. Okay, so Hamish was... Okay, so we had Hamish. Then we had Viseria, which was a couple of the... Okay, we had Bertland, Meriteth. We had all of that. And Willem, Zuzaros. I think we have notes on Zuzaros. Right. Zuzaros, I think we have more notes on Zuzaros somewhere in my stream notebook that I'm going to type up eventually when I get to it. I'm slowly but surely typing up everything in there. Thraxis. That's where, what's-his-face is from. Volthia, yes. Kofath, right, that's where the Kurosawa family came from. Gorstanis, I think we might have used Gorstanis for something, but it might just be... So a lot of the names that don't have any notes attached to them are just the cool planet names, because every time I run Rogue Trader streams, I say, hey, does anyone have cool names for planets? Or I'll ask for a name for a specific planet, and I'll get 2 or 3 suggestions, and I'll put all the extra ones in the cool planets, and then if I don't feel like... I feel like using one of them, or I also don't get any suggestions from the chat, I can just grab one of these names for the planets. I think Penumtur we grabbed one of the names when we were working on that. So because I rolled that Jorna's daughter was Skelby. She was from the a rogue trader ship. I was like, you know what? She should be from the Expectus Primus, and then we can link the two expanded universes full of cool 40k characters that I've been creating. They can be linked, and so there's a reason I meant to do Rogue Trader. Dark Heresy. So the two games are compatible. It's just that they take place in different. They focus on different parts of the Imperium, and therefore the power scaling is a little different. But you can switch characters in between them, and they are compatible. I think you have to have like a rank 5 Dark Heresy is a rank 5 Rogue Trader one, so the balance is different, but the mechanics are the same, so you can kind of mesh them, which I thought was cool. Sorry. Wow. So, vis-a-vis all of that, what I meant to do was try to figure out what planet Chuck Hambone was from. That's what we're trying to do. He's a cop, or an Arbites rather, and he's from one of these planets. I just don't know which planet. And Bernadette, right, Bezos, we had that. Balboa, I don't think... Johan Johansson was from the 45th. Johan Johansson. Not to be confused with his father, Johan Johansson the 44th, or, any of the other Johan Johanssons. Actually, he would have been Johan Johansson the 46th, but, was it Jennifer? I believe Juliet Johansson was born Johan Johansson, and then she changed her name when she came out, so they had to, reevaluate all the numbers. Fun story with that. But we actually, right, so all the different lore bits. Okay, so, right, that's the ship. All right, so, Backwater Imperial World, with their tithing system, their bizarre tithing system, and, okay, so we have not, essentially, I was just checking to see if we'd put one that I had, and I don't think we did. So we're going to have to figure out where Chuck Hambone is from. Either pick one of the planets that we already have. We should roll for it. So I generally do... I roll for a lot of things. This one's it's a D10. I have a whole dice tray full of dice that I have just sitting here. I also have my little Guardian of the Dice tray, Neuromancer, the freaking, but yeah, this is the, careful. I don't want to, but yeah, that's my dice tray full of dice that I have. I have them all set up with the highest number up because it's good mojo, and I don't want to have to redo all of them, although, you know. So I'm trying not to spill them when I show you guys how cool they are. But, essentially, wait, why are you one? No, back up. There we go. Yes, so put bye-bye Neuromancer back in the dice tray with the dice. But what I was trying to say was we could roll. I could do a quick table and say, okay, if we do, like I could pick a random die, D8, say, and say 1 through 3, we pick one of the planets that already exists, that we've already worked on, and tie his backstory to others. Yeah. So 4, we pick the same one as, because we never specified which one Brutus McBeasy was from. So, alright, because we're going to have to do both of these eventually. Let's say, here we go. Let's roll it. 1 through 4, they're from the same planet. 5 through 8, they're from a different planet. Ready? We're going to let the dice decide. It's like even's odds, but high or low, essentially. With a D8, because we have one. So, what was I going to say? Oh, yeah. So, let's do that. So, 1 through, if they're from the same planet, 1 through 4, same planet, 5 through 8, different planet. Yeah, 1 through 4, same planet, 5 through 8, different planet. We're rolling D8, this particular D8. It was from Bugbear Bubbles. It was in one of their soaps. Bugbear Bubbles is like the coolest company. They make cool dice, and then they put them in this really nice smelling soap, so that every time you take a shower, you're working your way through. Actually, you have A, decent soap to make you clean, and B, randomly get dice out of it, which is kind of fun. The D4 is a little annoying when it starts poking out because it's painful, but, you know, still pretty cool. And I have several sets that I've, over the last few years, accrued. I think I even started pre-pandemic? Or maybe it was just post, so like back in 2020. So, you know, it's been a couple years and I've accrued some dice. Okay. Sorry, Mike. It's a little better now. I think the painkillers are starting to kick in. Okay, so 1 through 4, same planet. 5 through 8, different planet. We agreed on this, right? We're rolling the D8. Let's do it. For those of you who are new to the channel, I do like to roll for these things. It's always fun. Oh, I should also do a shout out for Discord round. Nah, we'll do it later. It's fine. That is a... Ooh, no. Okay, I messed it up. Let me... An 8. Okay. Alright, so different planets. Okay. So, 2 different planets. Now, then the question is... We're gonna roll on a D12 this time, because I just happened to grab this one. Yeah, it just caught my eye. I was like, yeah, we're doing 2 12s. So, we're gonna start with, here's how we're gonna do this. We're gonna start with check Hambone on what planet he's from. And then... And then we are going to start with that, and then we'll, so I'm going to roll a d12. 1 through 5, I'm using, so it's a little less than half of a chance. 1 through 5, I am going to, we'll put, 1 through 5, we'll put him in a, on a planet that we already have that one of the Expectus Primus crew is from, because hive worlds are huge, they're very easily. Yeah, that's what we'll do. 1 through 5, we'll put him on a planet that already exists. 6 through 12, we will 6 through 12 we'll make a new one. Ready? Here we go. Ooh. Okay, sorry. It's fun. 6. Or maybe it's an... Nope, that's a 6. Which is, that's a 6. Where's the other one? No, that one's a 6, which means this one's a 9. Yeah, that's a 9. But either way, we're making a new one. So let's see what we got. So we got, I'm pretty sure I had notes on Corstanus. I feel like we had, so I want to think Grelth, the Zeron is an option. Yeah, we're running out of cool planet names. We're running out of cool planet names. Okay, it's either Grelth or Zezeron. Zezeron. Zizreron. Zakreron. Okay, Grelth or Zakreron. Okay, also, if anyone in the chat, I'm running out of cool planet names. I have 3, and I think I might have used one of them. So we're, here, I'm going to put the D12 back. We're going to roll as many different dice as possible today. I'm just doing it. We'll do, let's do evens odds with the D4. Why not? We're just messing around. So Grelth is evens. Zakreron is odds. Let's do it. Evens odds. 50-50 shot. And I got the die. Let's do it. Okay. You ready? Let's go. Also, anyone in the chat, if any of you have a cool idea for a planet name, say so, because I'm running out of cool planet names, like random cool planet names. I have to name each planet individually, and if we run out of, just fun, but like cool planet names are cool planet names. I could use them, Always fun. So, Grelth is evens, and so Zakreron is odds. Grelth is evens, Zakreron's odds. We're doing it. Grelth is evens, Zakreron is odds. That's a 3. Zakreron. Okay. Let's do it. A hive world. Well, okay, we'll write this down. Alright. That's what we'll do. We'll do. Zakreron is a hive world. And you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna put, it's like painkillers are sort of kicking in. But every time I drink something, it hurts, but I don't want to not drink anything because I have to stay hydrated. It's just breathing gas. Anyway, what I was saying was, what was I saying? Ooh, that's a Custodes. Sorry. Okay. Anyway, sorry about that. I'm going to, focus. I promise. What I was saying was, so we have Zerion. We have a hive world. We don't know anything about it yet. We're gonna have to, this is where we get with the world building. This is my favorite part because world building is the crux of existence. World building is just the coolest. I know you guys agree. So, hopefully you agree. That's why you come vibe with me in world build. Would be my guess. This is the planet's Chuck Hambones from. So we know it's a Hive World. So that's a start. Okay, so Hive World. Actually, how old is... Do we have an age for Chuck Hambone? We didn't actually do much of in terms of... Hang on. Let's see. From the planet... Charon. Yona Sweet, Chuck Hambone. Alright, hang on. He's down here. Brutus McBeasy. No, Chuck Hambone's this guy. Born a family of lockkeepers on planet... Charon. Okay, what was I gonna... Sorry. Okay, there we are. Sorry. I'm getting very distracted this stream. We also do not have... Oh, we have one person viewing, so that's fun. I will make a note that starting earlier on Thursdays is not a vibe. I mean, it's a vibe for me, but if nobody comes to visit and stream and hang out with me, then it's kind of not a good vibe. You know what I mean? Like, I do like having other people come on stream and hang out with me. That's kind of my thing. So, right, so we were going down to this guy, Chuck Hambone, who we created. Alright, so, a little, that was Brutus McBeasy. Hang on. Oh, we actually never figured out if he had, AMSEC, or if we had booze or cigarettes, basically. EO Sticks is a mild stimulant, frequently smoked, a lot like nicotine, highly addictive, and bad for your health. So, you know, it's... I wonder if they have e-cigarettes. Like, do they have EO vape? Like, I know they have nicotine vape, and I know they have marijuana vape, and then they have vape that's not neither nicotine nor marijuana, that I think the idea is that you mix it with the nicotine vape slowly but surely, and then you're just vaping, but you don't actually get any nicotine. You're just, so you're not addicted to nicotine, you're just addicted to the motion of vaping, which I guess it's how you wean yourself off, and so you kind of, just to give yourself something to do. Yeah, so they have the no nicotine, they have vapes for nicotine, vapes for marijuana, vapes for nothing, and they probably have vapes for other stuff, right? There's nothing stopping you from putting, other stuff into vapes, right? Other chemicals, nicotine, or other than nicotine or marijuana. Nicotine and marijuana are the legal ones. There's nothing really else that people smoke that is legal. I don't know if hookah has different chemical properties. Then I'd have to look into it. But hi, wait, there are other ones, and you can put other stuff in vapes. Also, welcome to the stream. Hi, Sig. I'm Lee. They and them vibes today. You know me. What else? Also, I'm wearing the shirt you gave me, so that's pretty cool. Because I couldn't bring myself to bind, but also wasn't trying the boobs. EO is basically a mild stimulant smoked. Very similar to nicotine, and it's, EO sticks are something that the Imperium has instead of cigarettes, right? Because in the far future, it's easier to get your hands on that than tobacco. Although I'm sure you can grow real tobacco. But here's the case. Can you make a vape out of something that is neither nicotine nor THC/marijuana? You can make a vape out of anything you can smoke, right? That's the theory. You can make any chemical into a vape. Hypothetically. I don't know the science behind it. But you could make EO vapes on freaking That's fair, right? You keep your lungs clean. Never vape, never smoke. You got good solid lungs, which is probably to the best. But I was just thinking, because on a high-tech hive world, that might be a thing. Because back when 40K was written, no one had any idea that vapes could possibly be a thing, so no one thought to invent them in the hypothetical. But now that they've been invented in the reality, you have to question, would they have come up with them? Or would that have been one more technology lost to time? That is the question. I don't know the answer. It's just something to think on. So we realized that Chuck Hambone, that we really didn't put too much effort into his backstory. Or at least we didn't write it down. So we know he's in Arbites and we know he's from Hive World, but we didn't actually put much down. So that's fair. You could. But could you vape it? That's the question. Because vaping and smoking are not quite the same thing. And the question is, could you make it in a vape? And not only could you, but did they? Because is the tech there is a big question, because so much tech has been forgotten and never to be relearned. And there is certain tech that got learned and then forgotten about and then relearned. Like, it's no guarantee it exists in the Imperium. Just because the tech is here to make it happen now. Is what I'm trying to say. Because every Arbites gets a choice of what choice of poison. A flask of Amsec or a pack of EO sticks. Now, I didn't actually make that decision for Chuck Hambone. And I was trying to figure out what I should, and that made me thinking about vapes and getting off on a tangent, because I do get very tangented very easily. Actually, let's see if we have the... I think I distracted myself. But my point on all of this was, so we have this character, right? And he's from a hive. He's from the hive planet of, Zerion, which I pulled from my list of cool planet names, which is getting rather low. So if you have any really cool planet names, you should put them in the chat so I can add them to the list again, so we don't run out of cool planet names. But, the question on that front is, so we actually did a bunch of rolling. We rolled whether or not, I also didn't write down if he was straight or not, but I rolled for whether or not he's from the same planet as Brutus McBeasy or a different one. He's from a different one. Whether he's from a completely separate planet or a planet that already exists and has, members of the Expectus Primus from there. We said he's from a completely separate planet, and then we rolled which of the cool planet names we were going to use, and got Zerion. But we're almost out of cool planet names. I think we had to roll it on an evens odds on a D4. Like, I think we rolled the evens odds. Like, we're down to the bare bones on cool planet names, which is very handy to have, like, a random list of cool planet names you can just use. So if you happen to have, you or anyone else who happens to be watching the stream, if you have cool planet names, stick them in the chat, please. Brutus McBeasy. So what do we have with the planet? We know it's a hive world, and we know that he grew up from a family of lockkeepers who wanted him to work on a more local level, and then he got the okay, so writing his backstory on the planet Zerion, and got offered the opportunity to move up and train with the Arbites. Okay, so here's the thing. That means we know they have local lockkeepers and they have Arbites, right? This planet. So the question is, what is there tension between them? Because his father was really pissy that he went to join the Arbites, which means there's got to be some tension between them on this planet. Was known to please with. That's really not correct grammar, but it's actual legit expression, so I don't know what to do about that. We're just gonna leave it in. We're gonna save. My point on that front, though, is... Sorry, lots of points. I'm just taking more painkillers, and they're just kicking in now. My point on all of that was... Points... I had a point. I did have a point. I know, and I had no notes on him, so I have to put them together. But my point, yes. Oh yeah, I could edit them later, I suppose. But what I was gonna say was, yeah, but it's gonna, I'm just thinking about him. That's fair. Okay, yeah, the point on all of this was why, after a few years, he moved off-world. He was given an assignment off-world. Off-world, which he took. Ended up dealing with a rogue psyker. And caught the attention of the Inquisition. Alright, so... Of the Inquisition. Okay, the question is, we have to roll for if he's straight or not. I'm gonna do it, because I didn't write down whether... I probably already rolled for whether he's straight or not, but I didn't write it down. So we are gonna actually do it again. We're gonna roll again. He's gonna have a sexual reawakening. Maybe. A possible sexual reawakening. And then, you know, because people's sexuality can change over time, so it actually makes sense. And it's not that I'm just curious. Roll for sexuality. Are we ready? Hey, if I'd written down that he was straight, I would have left it, but he... and besides, there's nothing wrong with being straight. None of the results are more favorable than others. Exactly. It's just... I hypothetically could, but I'm trying not to roll too often because, you know, you gotta respect the dice. It defeats the point of rolling if you just keep rolling until you get something you, like... Oh. We got a full-on 100. Okay, let me check the chart. Give me a sec. So... Wait. Let me check the chart. And then we'll... Give me a second. Okay, but first we have to check the chart. Because, like, we got 100. A proper full-on 100 from the D100. Where is chart 1? Let me find it. It's down here. Okay, so we do this. Then we bop this down so we can see it. Okay. So we'd already agreed he was NB. Okay. He has a mask vibe, so we're gonna go with mask aligned. That's how we're gonna do this. So he's kind of mask vibed NB, because, well, non-binary does not mean vaguely male. It also does not mean not vaguely male, so probably a he, they, I'm guessing. That's kind of his vibe. Yeah, he's got a he, they vibe. Which is interesting, because... Oh! Okay, that is gonna be... That might be a whole thing about joining the Arbites, is... That might be kind of the deal with his issue with his father, is his own questioning sense of masculinity, that... No! That is a vibe. That is a vibe. Okay. Now we have to roll again, for sexuality, and yeah, all right, that's fair. I never got the results the first time, but well, I didn't write them down, so this time I wrote them down. Appreciate you redeeming the reroll though. Okay, now we roll for, because now let's roll. Hang on. 1. Okay, we got 100 and a 1. Rolled a D100 twice. I feel like that's got to be a weird thing, right? We rolled D100 twice, got 100 and a 1, which means he's straight, so he's into women. Okay, they're into women. Yeah, they're into girls. Girls are cute. There's nothing, which I believe would, let's say Trixic is a vibe. I mean, you can use the term straight, but I think Trixic works better. So, yeah. That's it. But also freaking 100 and a 1 on the same set of percentile dice twice in a row. That's I mean, it's not statistically any more unusual in getting two different numbers rolling twice, but it just two other specific numbers, I should say. But it's just weird because they're thematically appropriate, you know what I mean? That's got to be a thing, right? Let's No, he's good. He's human. But I need to put that on the thing. I need to write this down, is what I need to do. Okay. Sorry. Yeah, okay. Yeah, but he's got a vibe. I think he has a good vibe. He's got demi-boy vibes. He's got, girl love vibes because girls are hot. He's got, I think he's in a good place. Yes. Okay. And he was fighting with his, caught the attention of the Inquisition, then being put into the squad. Which we never actually got an age for him, but that's an interesting question. He's bound to be at least... I mean, not impossible. No. He's not a musician, though. He's a freaking cop. Like, that's his vibe. That's his calling. His dad's just pissy because he went to the wrong cop organization. But, like, he came from a whole family of cops. That's his vibe. I mean, not to say that boy bands don't exist in the future and that cute members don't. Also true. Doesn't mean he can, though. Do we have to roll for his ability to dance? Wait, no. What we can do is check performance. You ready? You ready for this? Performance is a charisma-based skill, right? And so in this would be a fellowship-based skill. So let's check his fellowship level, see how high they are. That is an interesting one. Okay, hang on. 35. Not terrible, but not high enough that suggests he has hidden artistic talent. Although, performance on charisma... Well, I guess it depends on the performance. Like, art should not be a performance check in D&D. Like, painting a picture should not be a performance check. Or rather, it should not be a performance check based on charisma. Because you can paint or something, and, like, okay, stage presence is a very key component of... Oh. Huh. I mean, that's a thought. Wait a second, does that mean Hive Pop is a thing? Now, Hive Pop is a thing on this planet. You know what? Hive Pop is a thing on this planet. Regardless of whether he was in on it or not. We'll leave that for now. But we're gonna go back to the planet. And no. Also, we need more cool. I mean, it's not impossible. Okay, first of all, we need more cool planet names. If you're gonna help me with this, I need more cool planet names. Secondly, Hive Pop is known for its distinctive we need to come up with something other than Hive Pop for the name. It has a distinctive music genre from this Hive planet, because you've convinced me on that, but we need a name other than Hive Pop. We need some kind of cool name for it. Something like a vibe. Pop is not bad. But it needs something more specific than Hive Pop. Something specific to that planet. Like K-pop and J-pop are named for Korea and Japan, respectively. They're named for where they come from. And Hive is a generic term. So we need, if we're going to have a cool musical thing, we're going to, we're inventing a cool new music genre. I don't know what it sounds like yet. But that's the second part. That's part 2. Part 1 is what it's called. And what it's called needs to be based on... You know what? It's not ununique, though. Sure, 4 to 11, they're unique, they're similar to each other. But the planet is unique, the music has to be unique to the planet that, although the bands tend to be similar and blend together, and so it's heavily, regulated. It's heavily regulated, but it's unique to this planet, basically. So, known for its distinctive music style. Regimented. No, it has to be an even number. Not 4 through 11. No, it has to be 5 through 11, because it has to be an odd number. It has to be an odd number, and their dances are always perfectly symmetrical. With one center part, and the center part is the same for every routine, not necessarily the same for every routine, but has to be consistent throughout the routine. That's an important factor, and you can't change this. Alright, I'll go with the face paint. Maybe blue. Ooh. Serupop. Serpop. The heavy regimented, they all wear cerulean. With, an odd number of, it has to be an odd number of, singers who can also dance. Perfectly symmetrical routines wearing cerulean makeup. Symmetrical. Yeah, wearing cerulean makeup. I mean, Okay, but they have to have full chromatic body paint, and so they always perform full chromatic body paint. No, you know what they do? They have to have two players. No. This is a very specific musical thing. They have to have two players that have sticks, essentially, that keep the beat. They have to have with like broomsticks. Why? It's a tradition from some back, and they have to have two because they have to have one on each side. It's perfectly symmetrical. I mean, okay, so sometimes you have the stick as the centerpiece, but that's highly unusual because it's just. So you have to have at least one member who can play more than two instruments if you want to switch which instruments goes in the middle, because they have to be paired otherwise because of the way the performances are symmetrical. Yes. Okay, Sir Pop, we have a musical genre. We're making this happen. This is, I don't know, we just invented a music genre. You know what? That's fine. This is world building. Let's do this. Wearing full chromatic body paint. Body paint and elaborate costumes. One of the instruments is always a stick that gets tapped the stage to keep the beat. All right. You know what? I think we've just done something. I don't know what we did, but we did it. We created a freaking thing from this planet. Sarah Pop. I mean, yeah, they have to be also every instrument except one, including vocals, which means that if the group wants to switch, their center performer, they have to be able. More than one instrument. Yes. That's a whole thing. Okay. We have a freaking, these groups compete. Okay, so hives compete every year. And competition is a huge thing. Okay, we just made a thing. I was not expecting that, but we did. So that's fun. Okay. Sir Bob. Wow. Okay. Okay. Wow, that's a crash. At least the painkillers are kicking in. I'll keep going for a little bit, but okay, so cultural event. One hive does produce the... Yes, that's why it has our babies. Hang on. Let's produce the weapons for the planet's material guard. 80 past couple hundred years. And for the past couple hundred years, the process with local lawkeepers who, yes. All right, this planet, okay, we have a whole freaking thing for this planet. I am. I'm gonna have to floss my teeth again because freaking. This is good. Alright, but lockkeepers. You constantly complain that the arbeities are over. Yeah, like the local cops and the feds always. Boom. Right, so when he joined up with the arbeities on that planet, of course it pissed his father off, who had been a local cop. Right. Okay. So now we have a fun little backstory for Chuck Hambone. We got them a full, we built their, Now we gotta figure out what planet Brutus McBeezy is from, because it never specified in... Alright, but that is for next time we do Warhammer 40k. I appreciate your patience through the early part of the stream, and just for coming and vibing with me. I do greatly appreciate it. I'm going to put a link, for those of you who do not know, to my own Discord, because my own Discord is cool. A cool vibe. So we're going to, and I highly suggest you join and come hang out with us. We're going to raid, let's see, who's on? We're gonna read Epic Duck Studios because he and Brushfire are co-streaming and he's pretty cool. He's actually painting Custodes right now, so let's do that. I suggest you come along, but you don't have to.